What's up, nerds? Welcome back to my channel, and we have a special unboxing video today. And if you don't already know, I am a huge fan of Voltes 5. Here we have the Action Toys Mini Deformed Voltes 5 and the Action Toys Mini Action Voltes 5. I've been a fan of Voltes 5 since I was a kid, and it has been a part of me throughout the years. The original GAAT was one of the first toys that my papa gave me, and I also have the vintage EX Voltes 5. Now, when GMA announced their live action Voltes 5 project, I had my reservations because Voltes 5 was such a huge anime growing up, and I didn't want them to disrespect the overall story of Voltes 5. Now, when it came out, sure, the CGI was great. No problems there. What I had a problem with was with the unnecessary story elements that they purposely inserted into the storyline. On the top of my head, I could think of the assassin, the love triangles, the love themes, which was not part of the original story of Voltes 5. Now, I get it. I get that they wanted to do something fresh, but it just fell flat. That said, I would give props to Riot Inc. and their amazing work on Voltes 5 Legacy. And now, without further ado, we will unbox the Bandai Spirits Side Super Voltes 5 Legacy. Now, the package is great with the lightning bolts signifying the ultra electromagnetic energy of Voltes 5. Here's the side of the box and the back of the box. As you can see, it shows the pictures of what this figure can do in terms of posing. Now, this figure is a fully articulated figure. This has no vault in and vault out feature. The only figure that could vault in and out is the upcoming SMP Voltes 5 Legacy kit. And there is also news of the Soul of Chogokin version, which I will definitely get. So, let's start unboxing. Okay, so included is this instruction manual where you can see how the joints move and what parts you should flip so you can do all of the neat poses, and how to remove some of the parts and use the weapons. Okay, let's get to that later. First, let's check out the figure and the shell. Okay, we have the Voltes 5 figure. We have the Tenkuken, the laser sword, the Choden Jigoma, the ultra electromagnetic cups, the Chodenji string, the ultra electromagnetic whips, and we have the handles here and the attachments. We have 3 pairs of extra hands, and the Voltes bazooka. Okay, now let's get him out of the shell. Okay, so here's the full spread of Voltes 5 Legacy's arsenal. You can check out the hands. We have 2 types of gripping hands. I think one is for the sword and the other one is for the ultra electromagnetic whips and open palm hands. Let's check out the detail. Nice. Now, I think the guys at Riot Inc. took inspiration from Pacific Rim and the Zinger Z Infinity designs to give Voltes 5 a more modern look. with all mechanical and more robotic parts. Let's see. Let's compare him to the OG. Voltes 5 Legacy is a bit taller. The action toy stands at just above 6 inches, and the Voltes 5 Legacy is maybe around 6 1/4. I think they designed the Voltes 5 Legacy to be relatively taller than the original Voltes 5 design. Okay, let's check out the articulation. With the look, hands down, this is one of the best designs for a robot. And this design is made by Filipinos. I believe this flips open so you can have more movement. Can you drop down? No, I think it's fixed, so it's not a drop down hip joint, but you can move it like this. Move some of the parts here. It has a pseudo toe joint for the lander part. That's good. Well, I'm glad that they didn't do the cankles, because in the series it looked like Voltes 5 had cankles. Like or comment if you know what I mean. You have the arms here. You can move this part from the shoulder to get more movement. Of course, you have the default closed fists for the hands. If you hear that kind of cracking noise, don't be bothered, because the joints are tight. They're really tight. Got the arm rotation here. Let's do the overused hero pose. This is nice. You got a butterfly joint here. Nice movement for the head. It's nice that they put a lot of articulation in the head. Nice. This figure, what can I say? This figure is top notch. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice. They went all out for this figure. We're done with the articulation. Let's check out the weapons. Okay, so let's start off with the Voltes bazookas. And to replicate that, each arm can be pulled off. You just pull it from here, from near the elbow. Each arm can do that. And put this back here. Get the bazooka part. And you can attach it here. Once the bazooka attachment is put in place, you can pop out this hand, straighten out the arm, and put this hand here. Okay, like so. And exchange hands. The hands are easy to swap, to pop in and out. And with the help of the butterfly joints, you can pulse in like so. Voltes 5 usually crouches, so let's try to do that. And now we have the Voltes Bazooka pose. Up next, let's do the Ultra Electromagnetic Whips. Okay, now there are two types of gripping hands. As you can see, one seems to have a tighter grip. The one with the tighter grip you can use for the handles on the whips, and the other hand you'll be using for laser sword. Let's put these on and apply the whips. Now the whips have this attachment. They have two sides, one here and one here. This one is the end of the whip, and the other end goes here. Now here's a cool thing about the Robot Spirits Voltes 5. When it comes to the Ultra Electromagnetic Whips, now this is a cool gimmick. At first, in promo pictures, I thought that the whips were fixed. Now I found out that these are wired, so you can bend these to whatever shape you want. Let's put him in another action pose with the whips. That is so cool! That is so cool, man. Of course, if you have the Ultra Electromagnetic Whips, you also have to have the Ultra Electromagnetic Top. Now, you can remove these again at the end of the whip and replace it with this. Now this is the only downside because of the weight of the whip. It forces the joint in the hand to move. Alright. For the finale, of course, we have to have the laser sword. And like I said earlier, you have to use the other gripping hand for the laser sword. And by the way, when you use the laser sword, you have the option to remove this part. And because I wasn't reading the instructions because they're in Japanese, you have to pop this open and you can remove the breastplate. Then Kuken translates to Sword of the Heavens. And there he is with the classic Voltes 5 pose, holding the laser sword. I'm so happy with this figure. It's so fun playing with it. It's so fun posing it. The only setback is you can vault in and vault out, which I have no issue actually, because I really bought this not for the vault in vault out feature, but for the articulation and all the poses that I could do with it. Now in terms of articulation, as you've already seen, I give this a 10 out of 10. Some people might have an issue with the hip part here, but for me it's not an issue because realistically speaking, you can only do so much for a robot to move. So articulation, definitely a 10 out of 10. For the look, of course, take a look at that. Let's put a close up on Voltes 5. See that, see all those details. Let's try to put the light near it. See that? And it has a nice metallic finish. Well, maybe except for the blue parts, but the silver parts, man, they're good. I think the only thing missing here is some paint details for weathering compared to my Iron Prime. As you've seen in my earlier review, it has some slight paint chips here, which is intentional to make it look more like a robot that's been through battle. In terms of the look, I would rate this, yeah, definitely a 10 out of 10. Value for money, yes, definitely a 10. And overall, as you've already noticed with my reactions, this is definitely a 10 out of 10. I think this is the first time that I've given a perfect rating for a figure. Thank you, Bandai. Now, I'm gonna start saving up for that Soul of Chogokin Voltes 5 figure. This truly is a legacy figure coming from the OG Voltes 5 into the modern era. And once again, special thanks to Wilson and Jesse Chua of Wild Toy Nation. They're such cool dudes, and thank you for a smooth transaction. So if you made it this far, don't forget to like the video, share, and subscribe. And as a gentle reminder, never stop playing. See ya, nerds!